Hi, it's Thad with Willow Way Nurseries here in Avon, Ohio. Today we're going to talk about Buddleia. One of the things that's really nice is this is really a summer color, really long blooming, lots of color variations from white to dark purple. We even do some mixed combinations like trifecta and some other ones. This one's Miss Molly, this nice purple, dark purple. Really nice in bloom. As you can see, we've got a really good crop of it here. Great variety from proven winners. Some of the things I like about this is that we actually can kind of keep a split crop on this. So you can see here, we trimmed this a few days ago to kind of get them back. They'll reflush and look just like this in a couple weeks. So what we're trying to do is achieve really kind of like the same thing we do with our roses on a split trim, is keep really nice fresh plants and a good flower and bud and bloom. So we have long shelf life with flowering and don't need to have to do a lot of extra work with it. It's easy for us to run these through our trimming machines that we have here, and does a really nice job on cleaning up the debris, keeping it clean, but also keeping them all real uniform on the trim. And then they just flush out to something like this. So if Buddleia is something you're looking for color, we have lots of varieties, lots of color in them. And then there's also the dwarf Pugster series that we carry, which are all real like 2 to 3 foot by 2 to 3 foot is the finishing size on it. And then we carry on the larger end if you want to go to like Dark Night. Dark Night's more like that 6 to 8 foot size, so a real large one with lots of cascading flowers. Hi, it's Thad Willow Way. We're here in June 22nd. Just want to talk a little bit about some other things that we got going on the farms. We just put these Going Banana daylilies on special. They're just gorgeous, but it's time for daylilies to be out and going, so they're at their peak, and you can see the abundance of flowers that we have on our crop here behind me. We've got a great selection. They're a great value to put in your yard. Retail and turn and burn these things because of all the color they've got. And they're actually really heavy clumps, as you can see, that could be divided, by the people purchasing them. We're getting to that point where daylilies are usually like here coming up next month. We're doing divisions on daylilies. So great value, easy to grow, easy to care for in a landscape. One of the things I get often questioned by people is how much work is it to maintain a plant? These are plants that we do very little with as far as in the nursery here, and in the landscape the homeowner's got to cut it back in the fall or spring, and then you leave it go for the year. So these are the kind of plants that a lot of people are looking for. They're not avid gardeners where they want to be out, they want to enjoy their garden. So this is a plant that you can often direct people to. Hi, wanted to come over and talk about something we haven't really featured before. Our grapevines is something I'm pretty proud of. Our growers and plant health people. This is a plant that sometimes we have to do a little extra work in our operations as well. But we train these up on a bamboo, real nice plants. They have to come in regularly and kind of pinch them back, and so that it stays nice and full. But as you can see, these plants are about 4 foot tall. Really nice, good clean foliage in it. Sometimes you can get downy early in the season, so we do some fungicide treatments early on. But the really nice plant, we've got a really consistent crop here. We've got some different varieties here. This happens to be Candace. But take a look at some of our other small fruits, like we have raspberry, we have rhubarb, we have blueberries, so lots of nice plants, but there's a good selection and really nice looking stock out here in the nursery. So we're not out of the season. I think this is something that if people are looking for something that's a little bit out there, different, looking really nice, not necessarily flowering, but this is a plant maybe you should look at if people are interested. Hi, it's Thad Willow Way again. We're looking at just plants that are looking really nice out in the nursery. Danny and I are driving around. It's Canula, Rampo Blue, and we have the white. A really nice selection right now, looking really good. Lots of flower buds on this. A really nice plant. Grower did a great job with them. And a nice plant to put in the yard. Fairly easy to grow. It does have a little sensitivity to being too wet. So you do have to kind of site select a little bit, but really nice plant. These have really good root systems. You can see they're fully rooted, nice plants, big size, so long flowering, and it's a plant that attracts some butterflies, so you'll have some interest if you have a garden butterflies or a butterfly garden that you're putting. Yeah, for growing degree days, we're at 1,225 here at Avon. Some of the things that's coming up, we do have spotted lanternfly that adult emergence started about a week ago or just a little more. We're kind of coming into peak emergence in about 200 degree days. So towards the end of next week, even into the week after, we'll have adult peak on that. Pine needle scale will also at 1340, you have emergence of that. So that's coming up sometime next week. Some of the things is Panicle golden chain tree. That actually is blooming right now. Rosa Sharon's coming up, and that's kind of tied with the pine needle scale at 1340. So that's one you want to kind of use. So Rosa Sharon's probably next week we'll take a look at. There's lots of green buds on them right now. They should be starting to flower sometime next week. So your hibiscus, shrub hibiscus will be looking good. Yeah, so those are kind of some things coming up. We're kind of in that mid-season lull right now. There is 2 days of 90 degrees forecasted for here, so we may start to see, we've seen some issues with spider mites in the nursery. We've been cleaning those up. These hot days, be watching for that.